So just going back to yesterday, we're on day 3 now. I spoke to that birder, and a Chinese lady, I don't know, maybe 60 years old or something like that, big camera like this. And I said, oh, is it safe to walk down there? And she looked confused. She said, what do you mean, is it safe? I said, the monkeys. I said, the sign for the monkeys. She said, yes, no problem. I went, oh, well, that's all I need to hear. So spoke to her for a while, showed her some of the pictures. She told me what she'd seen further on. She said it was quiet today. And if that was quiet, then oh my gosh, I think I came away with 10 new species. So I even saw another birder coming up. So I asked her some questions. I said, what are the other places in the sort of center of Kuala Lumpur for bird watching? And she said, you have to go really to Fraser Hill. So I think we are going to hire a car and do that. I can't come all this way and not go up there, especially when you see the number of species on the YouTube videos. But anyway, another bird. Yeah, I'm not gonna say all the names of the birds. I'll just put the video up that I got of them. Some I got a lot of, and some I got like a fraction of a second and not very clear. But you can definitely identify what it is. So I'll put them up with the video. I'm not taking any pictures anymore at the moment, anyway. And yeah, I walked all the way through, came out the other side, not a single monkey in sight, and ordered a grab, and I was dying of thirst, and there were no shops, and there was a mosque. So I asked them if they had a vending machine, and they said no. And I did that thing where you look a bit. They didn't go immediately and get the water, but I went, oh, okay, no problem. I'll just get my grab. And they went, wait a minute, let me go and find out. And they went in and came out with a little bottle, and little bottles of water here, like 10 pence. So I gave them. I tried to give her like 10 RM, which is about £1.60. So I said, I knew she was going to refuse. I just said, put it in a donation or something. Put it in a donation bottle or something. Sorry if there was some sun flare there. And she was a bit embarrassed to take it for just that one. So she went and got me another one, and I downed that just as quickly. So I got the grab, and as we were leaving the area, I went over a sort of bridge with some water either side. I said, quick, stop the brakes, hit the brakes. And I just quickly peeked out one end, nothing, peeked out the other. And the heron that I missed earlier and the little egret were there. So the little egret, not a big deal, got a bit of footage. But the heron was giving me like, what's going on? It looked like it was looking at the egret to say, what do we do here? Do we fly? So I found out the name afterwards, is it striated heron? So a bit like the Caribbean and American green heron, just maybe slightly different colouring. So that's just to catch up for yesterday. But apparently she said that's the best spot in central Kuala Lumpur. So for me to land on the best spot after about 3 days of just trying the KLCC park, the botanical gardens, and then that, apart from that little lake area, that was a major lucky find for me to find the best spot. So the golf course on one side and the forest on the other. Brilliant. So I'll definitely be going back there when I know I'll just get a grab, which will cost me like, I don't know, 5 or 6 quid or something like that, and just shoot up there if I know I've got like an hour and a half, and I'll walk through quickly. I don't have to walk on the southern side of that. There are a few bits on the southern side, but definitely all the action is happening in that monkey zone area where there are no people and no cars, and that's probably why. Just a brief pop out to the KLCC park again while my wife is getting ready. We're going to pop up to the Batu caves, just check if it's not too busy, and then have another day exploring. But yeah, KLCC park, it looked like it was just going to be the same, the olive-backs, sunbirds, the starlings, sparrows, etc. And then my first little nice surprise was a brown shrike, a juvenile again, like in Hong Kong Park. I didn't know what it was from the distance. I saw it land in a tree. I checked everything. It could have easily been a bulbul, but it wasn't. So about 10 seconds of footage of that. Nice to see him again. Love to see the adult. And then a pigeon-shaped bird landed in a tree, and it looked pretty big. And I thought, that's not a feral pigeon. Feral pigeons haven't been landing in these trees. It's too small for the zebra dove or the spotted. So I went round and looked through the camera and checked it out now, and it's a pink-throated green pigeon, I believe. Yo! And it looks like it's nest building. So it was building in that first tree where I first arrived in Kuala Lumpur, the KLCC, in that same spot where all the birds I got on that first day, and it was flying up to another tree and collecting twigs. So it was building a nest in this tree. So it's obviously the most popular part of the KLCC is that south side by that car park. That's where all the birds are, lots of them, yeah. The starlings hang out in the tree, The sunbirds are all in those trees and on the flowers on the ground. So, oh yeah, and a really, really random thing. I was coming back on the scooter, on the beam scooter, and I saw some sort of a swift or swallow come out from the bins. And I thought, oh, is there a nest or is there a puddle there? It's having a drink. So I stopped, and it was doing circuits, like a sort of maybe a 20-foot circuit past the bin, round the road, past the bin. So I flipped to super slow-mo, and I actually caught, I don't know how I caught it, the camera, bravo the camera for catching that. It looks like your average barn swallow, a bit scruffy, but I've got some usable footage. That's not bad. So we're just back now, and we're going to get a cab to the Batu caves. Determined not to breathe through my mouth. Good cardiovascular, just from lifting. Let's see that again. Carrying like 3 or 4 kilos worth of camera, a loaded backpack, tripod, probably totaled 110 kilos body weight. Hannah went down to her shop. There's no way she's walking up that, and I feel if people are coming here probably 90 years old and doing it, I've got to do it. Yeah. I was hoping there might be some birds, I can see pigeons flying around. Good. That's a good sign of my overall fitness. I don't run, I don't jog, I don't do any cardiovascular, but I can pace. Excellent. Let's have a quick circuit and then go down. Now I'm at this urban park. Again, I'm not going to butcher the name, I'm just going to put it on the screen. Having a good look about. I'm trying to get all the parks and all the urban stuff done, so you don't have to go right outside. See what you can see in the local parks. I was tempted to sort of go a bit further to the forest edges, but the whole point was, like I said, I want to see what's going on. So I've come to this one. It was about a 17-minute ride from my hotel. And at first, I mean, it's very pretty. I'm literally the only person there. There's some staff members walking around. And the first thing I saw, I thought it was a gator or something, but I think it was a monitor lizard in the water. Yeah, lots of lizards here. There was one I forgot to put it up, one camouflaged on the tree trunk at the, what do they call them, botanical garden. Anyway, so walked around this park. There's a couple of bridges, and the first thing you can hear going around you is the sound of a bee eater. And I think the new species of bee eater, there are a few species here. I hope I got this one right. It's the green one. So I've got the blue-throated here. There's the green one. So this will be my second species of bee eater here. Third overall. I've got the British, the European ones. So I've got loads of footage of one on this particular tree, and there were 3 of them, hunting, and I managed to get a small bit of slow motion footage of one. And I was pretty much going to say, well, it was worth coming here for those alone. It was another lifer. But I thought, let's just do the extremity, all the different metal bridges. This is the last one here. A little bit of water here. Unfortunately, no waders across here at all. Nothing, just that monitor lizard. And I've seen the golden or the oriole, the black-naped oriole, starlings, the minor birds, Javan miners, and for some odd reason, what are you? For some odd reason, this tree at the, where are we? The sort of southeast area has given me 2 lifers, and there's other things flitting about in there I haven't managed to catch. So I'm going to find them and I'll put the video up with their name. I'm sure it's some sort of light grey coloured starlingy type thing, and then something else really colourful popped out that I only expected to see when I went to sort of, hopefully I'm going to go to Fraser's Hill. Very exotic looking thing. So 2 species out of this tree alone. So I'm going to give this tree, for some reason you can see the bee eaters and all the things that fit in and out of it, like it for some reason, apart from all the other trees. So I don't know, we're going to give it a little bit longer, and see if anything else shows its face. So far, yeah, another good little find. I mean, you can hear there's lots of bird song everywhere, but the bee eaters are quite prominent here. It's a good spot for green bee eaters. So happy I came. What are you? Yeah, there's loads of things flitting around. Most of the time it's the Asian glossy starling. Now, before I came here, I said, why hasn't anyone done a Vietnam or Malaysia birding vlog? Yeah. Ants climbing up me, and that one's just gone down my shoe. I have no idea where he's gone. Come on out, you come. Hope they're not the bullet ants, because that's going to be fun. What are you doing? Get off. Right, I can't stand still for too long. I can see them all right. Man, they're fast. What are you after? Human skin? Anyway. Yeah, I said, oh, my shoelace undone now. It's why is no one nuts enough to do the Vietnam or Malaysia vlog? It's because he's crazy. Lady, he no nuts, he crazy. Sorry, I had to do the accent so you know what film I'm talking about. Well, it picked up big time. Poof. I mean, yeah, loads more green bee eaters. I've got some closer stuff, frame filling stuff just here. Are you crawling up my leg again? Yes, you are. And the couple of the black-naped orioles, those yellow orioles, are flying around. Oh, forgot to say, yeah, while I was still looking at that tree, I was filming something that I don't know if it was a lifer or I just got it in that tree and it had just gone over there. It was breathing. Its beak was open. It was moving around in this tree. And I was filming this. I heard a light tweet above my head that I didn't recognize. I was like, how do I keep filming this so I don't get this new bird? So I looked above my head and there were 4, I don't know the exact species, but Munia, just preening above my head. And they were there for about 15 or 20 minutes. No idea what that is. Preening above my head comfortably. And I mean, I was moving around. I was accidentally standing on leaves and crunching and things and moving around and they didn't budge. So, I mean, did they come over to me because they thought, you know, there's something big, he'll scare everything else off if anything comes near? I don't know. But a couple of low passes by the seagulls again. I was actually filming one, and as I was tracking it, the other one went into frame. I didn't even see it. Maybe if I had that new dot sight out, I'd have seen it coming. But is that something again? Yeah. I mean, I've put this Avon spray on. I mean, I'm getting a few bites, but it's not as much as I should be getting. So and I believe it's obviously I'm sweating like a pig, so it's just running off me anyway. The Avon spray, which is not mosquito spray, but it just seems to have a good effect of keeping bugs off. But I can already, yeah, things are landing on the back of my arm. I've got several bites on my left arm. And this is why I'm crazy for doing this hobby. And standing still, that doesn't help. And then if I hadn't turned my head at the right point, I wouldn't have caught the white-throated kingfisher, which was a lifer in Hong Kong. I've got to dance to keep the things off me. A lot of Javan miners everywhere. Now what is... That was something weird. Oh, hang on, one moment. Can I get that? Can't seem to focus. Where are you? Nope. So drongo or something? Sort of had quite a long tail. It wasn't a blackbird, a crow. Anything else? No, there's olive-backed sunbirds here as well. The monitor lizard jumped in the water there and swam along, firing its tongue out as it was keeping an eye on me. It reminds me of those when you were younger and you see spiders or scary things, and they say, your mum or your nan would say, they're more scared of you than you are of it. And sure enough, because anytime you go near one of these things, they're bolting away because they have no idea what you are. Right, just had a really big drink of water. I think I did one more circuit because it was kicking off, and I've never been more glad to see the clouds covering the sun. Yeah, that's enough for today. I'm gonna have to have half a break tomorrow. The things I do for love are my hobby, and you guys as well. Come buy me a coffee, you cheapskates. And then just to add a big biggie from last night, which I never managed to do a vlog update, was spotted these woodpecker type birds on the tree that the white-throated kingfisher was on just before I left that park. Greater flamebacks. So I was filming one, it wasn't moving, it had a couple of branches across its face. So I was hoping it would move up the branch of the tree. And as I was filming, second one landed. It must be the female. The male had the red and the female didn't. And I followed them up the tree a little bit, and I'm going to clip out the bits that weren't in focus. And it's up, beautiful looking birds. I always see things like that. And I hope I see them when I travel to Asia. So I think we have done a good catch up.